choice. And speaking of small favors, brings us to some foreign car news being made right now in Detroit by none other than those baseball, hot dog, apple pie folks at Chevrolet. Chevy's had a lot of foreign car publicity lately. Most of it's been about their plan to build an upscale version of the Toyota Corolla in California. But that car will be only the third member of Chevy's small car market protectionism plan, because they want to make sure that Chevrolet remains the small car king in America. So right now they're offering a couple of small favors, 2 Oriental-made models, 1 for each coast.
First on the scene late last spring was this little cutie, the Chevrolet Sprint. It's made for Chevy by Suzuki, known here before only for their fire-breathing motorcycles. In Japan, Suzuki also means mini cars, the kind that have engines under 1 liter, so they're hardly new at the game of building small runabouts like the 3-door hatchback Sprint. Small is the word, all right. Wheelbase is 88.4 inches. While that is about 2 inches longer than the 2-place Honda Civic CRX, the Sprint is a true, if cramped, 4-seater with purely utilitarian goals. Only one drivetrain is being offered right now, a 993cc, that's 61 cubic inch, 3-cylinder, attached to a 5-speed manual with overdrive in the top 2 gears. Horses available total all of 48. Enough to pull the Sprint's mere 1,500 pounds to top 4-passenger Fuel Miser honors. New lowered EPA ratings are pegged at 47 city and 53 highway. The all-aluminum block with cast-iron sleeves and an overhead cam delivers adequate power for commuting. 0 to 60 acceleration time is 13 seconds. This is a very straightforward design with power transferred through unequal length drive shafts. Yet with power so low, torque steer is very manageable. The suspension is also simplistic, made for easy construction and repair. Struts up front with a beam axle on single leaf springs in the rear. Handling is expectedly quaint. Pushed too far, the inside wheels simply lift off and the prospects of a 2-wheel turn become very real. But it's unlikely that Sprint buyers will find this stunt necessary. It does go around corners well enough to fit its commuting mission, due in large part to a precise manual rack and pinion steering system. Brakes, too, are up to everyday task. Stops from 55 were straight with an average of 135 feet. The disc drums are power assisted, although the pedal did feel a bit mushy throughout the trials. About the only real complaint we'd have for daily use is in the ride. This car lets you know where every crease in the pavement is. But what do you expect for a measly $5,341 base price? Word is dealers are selling every one they can get their hands on, and current import quotas allow GM to bring in only 17,000 Sprints through next spring. The interior is again functional. The standard seats have fixed backs with recliners an option. The dash is mostly low-tech. You get a molded plastic slab with convenient controls and lots of vents. Air conditioning is available. The instrument pod has only rudimentary information, speed, fuel, and water temperature, and that's it. But we should be thankful for the water gauge, since you don't even get that on some U.S.-made cars. Where it counts, 2 big adults can reside nicely in front and 2 more for a short time in the rear. Plus, the very low-lipped hatch and folding seats will make the Sprint far more versatile than its size would indicate. So all in all, the Sprint is a competent, if not original, Japanese Chevy. GM seems so pleased with the Sprint that they're even talking about building them in Canada, where this Suzuki Mini is also being sold as the Pontiac Firefly. It seems ideal for a low-budget first car, cheap to buy, cheap to maintain, and cheap to run. GM had to buy 5% of Suzuki in 1981 to help finance the Sprint, but they already owned more than 1/3 of another Japanese car maker, Isuzu. The eastern states will get their latest creation, called the Chevrolet Spectrum. A good deal bigger than the Sprint, the Spectrum resides on a 94.5-inch wheelbase. Its overall size is about the same as a Toyota Tercel. Body styles will include this 3-door hatch and a very handsome 4-door sedan. Inside, Isuzu has provided an amazingly roomy environment. It'll comfortably accommodate 4 adults for medium to long trips. The dash contains pod-mounted controls and a tachometer is optional. Our hatchback also appeared to be a versatile cargo carrier with a low loading sill, flat floor, and folding rear seats. Power is rated at 70 horsepower from an overhead cam 1.5-liter four-cylinder. Transaxles include a 5-speed manual and 3-speed automatic. Isuzu did much of the Spectrum's development work on U.S. roads, and one quick visit confirmed it. The Spectrum has a good ride quality with adequate handling. It seems like a car that'll fit the more varied road conditions in the East better than the Sprint would. But with under 30,000 units available this model year, it too should be a sellout. So now GM has the Sprint, the Spectrum, the aging Chevette, and the soon-to-be-introduced California car being built with Toyota. That will give Chevy dealers, at least on each coast, one of the widest selections of small cars going.